is harmless. We're going to go ahead and set the balance, and we're going to allow that withdrawal, and we're going to remove that money from the balance. Okay. If the balance is less than the amount they're trying to withdraw, then we're going to let them know, hey, you don't have enough money in your account, insufficient funds. If the amount they're trying to withdraw is $0, we're going to tell them, hey, you're trying to withdraw $0. Please enter an amount greater than zero. Okay? So we have, so real quick, we have an error. Let's see, and I think I know what this error is from, but let me see. Piggy bank class. Okay. So we may have not enough. Huh. That is interesting. Okay. So we're going to let that go. We'll see if there is an issue later when we try to run the code. I don't believe there is an issue, but we're good to go. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to create two more methods. The first one is going to be a void method that is the set goal method. And we'll say, and this is actually going to take a parameter called goal, and it is a double. We'll say goal. It does not return anything. In this method, it's going to be a simple one. We're going to say this dot goal equals goal, and then we're going to say system dot out dot print line, and we will say your goal has been set to, and then plus the goal that they entered. All right, so this method is going to be fairly simple. We're going to take whatever the goal that they set at the beginning of the program, whatever goal they enter, we're going to take that goal and we're going to set it equal to the goal variable in this class, right? So the goal that they create in the method, in the main method here, we're going to take the goal that they enter using the user input, and we're going to set it equal to the goal in our piggy bank class so that we can access that goal in other parts of our program in the class. All right, so we're going to go ahead and do that. We're good to go there. The last method we're going to actually create is going to be called, it's going to be a %2goal method, right? And so this is where we're going to actually use the goal value that they provided us with. So this is going to be a double. It will return a value, and we'll call it %2goal. All right, perfect. And let's remove low battery from the screen. All right, perfect. So in this method, it's going to be a really simple method. It's going to say return goal divided by balance. All right. Now, I want to let you know something about this method. When dealing with percentages in Java, it is important to realize that Java isn't going to automatically format your percentages, or really any number for that matter, for you. There are ways that you can format, such as using printf statements. We are not going to format our percentages heavily in this tutorial. All right, we are going to slightly format them, but you're going to notice if we achieve over our goal, you're going to notice that the decimal place is going to be in the incorrect spot for our value, for our percentage. Just know you can go in, and it probably is a good challenge for you to figure out how to go in and move that percentage over if it needs to be moved. So we'll see that a little bit later in the program, but that's just something to keep in mind when we do get to that point. All right, so the next thing we want to do, we have all of the methods we need for our piggy bank. The next thing we want to do is go back in, and we want to add in the user input. So we want to go ahead and get user input now. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to run a check to make sure when we get our first user input, which is going to be the goal that they want to set, we want to make sure that they actually enter a correct value. So we're going to say if the scanner object, so if the value that they enter is going to be has next int. All right, perfect. So this says that, let me see. I hate having errors. All right, perfect. So I'm pretty sure we should be good. Let's see. You know what? Real quick, I'm just going to run the program and just see what kind of errors we get. All right, compilation. So it's a syntax issue. Okay, no worries there. We will figure that one out. Let's see. How about we do this? Oh, I see. I see. That is interesting. Okay, so what I did, I tried to create the while statement outside of the main method, and I did that by mistake. I did not realize this was the brace for the main method, so that is a user error. All right, perfect. So let's go ahead and try that again. We're going to say while, and we're going to go ahead and just create that loop. We're going to say while the number, or while the input that the user has entered is not a number, we're going to tell them to enter a valid choice, and then we're going to have them to do it again. So it's going to look like this: while not scanner dot has next int, we're going to say sys out, which is short for system.out.println. We're going to go ahead and say, we'll say please input a valid choice. And then we're going to say, rather, let's say please input a whole number. There we go. All right, and then we're going to say scanner dot next, which tells them, all right, try it again. Give me another input. All right, so that's what will happen if they are not entering a valid choice. Once they do enter a valid choice, we're going to go ahead and say user input, and we're going to say equals scanner dot next int. All right, so that just says take the value that they entered. If it is a correct value, take that and save it to user input, to that variable. And then we're going to also say Piggy bank. So we're going to access that object we created for our Piggy bank class, and we're going to say dot set balance, and we're going to say, or I'm sorry, not set balance. We're going to say set goal, and we're going to say user input. All right, so we're going to save. We're going to set the goal that the user enters as the goal. All right. So we're going to go ahead and move on from there. The next thing we want to make sure we do, this is going to be probably the longest piece of the code we're going to do. It's not going to be too long or difficult or anything like that, but it is going to be a little bit longer. We're going to say a do while. All right. So let's see. We're going to do. All right, perfect. So just kind of thinking how I want to do this. We're going to say do while. We're going to go ahead and just create it now. And then we're going to say boom. All right. So we're going to say do some code while we'll say scanner dot. No, that's not what we want to say. Oh, okay. I know what we want to say. All right. Had a brain fart there. We're going to say while user input is not equal to 0. All right. So essentially what we're going to do here is we're going to run the interface for the banking application. All right. We're going to keep running the interface for the banking application as long as the user has not quit the interface or quit the application. Right. So the way they quit the application is by pushing the number 0. All right. If they haven't pushed 0, we keep running the application and we just kind of loop it over and over and over again until they do push 0. All right, so